Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Hey everyone, welcome to the ranking, and welcome to my ranking of the Pokemon movies. Okay, yeah, I have had this recommendation for fucking years. Almost since I've been on YouTube, I have had recommendations to do this ranking. Rank the Pokemon movies. I didn't want to do this ranking because I knew I'd get so much hate for doing this ranking that like the dislike bar would just go ooh, and I'd like lose subscribers and shit like that, and people would be like, fuck you man, Pokemon's amazing and shit like that. I'm going to start off by saying that I loved Pokemon as a kid. I grew up with Pokemon, I loved Pokemon, and I'm not a Pokemon hater, I legit loved Pokemon. I actually saw the first Pokemon movie in theaters. Like, not a lot of people could say that because a lot of people weren't alive then and shit like that, or too young to see it. I was like 7 years old and I saw the first Pokemon movie in theaters. I saw the second one in theaters as well, and yeah, I actually saw the Pokemon movies in theaters. I had Pokemon cards, then I went to Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit like that, but I was a Pokemon fan as a child. However, I stopped watching it when I was like about 10 or 11 years old and shit like that, and I recently, no, not really recently, years ago when I had Netflix, I wanted to rewatch Pokemon and see if it still hold up. Like, this is something from my childhood. Because some shows don't hold up. Like, some do. Like, some are amazing when we were kids, but they're still amazing now. Like, Batman the Animated Series, and DuckTales, and Darkwing Duck, and shit like that. Like, those shows still hold up, but I was like, does Pokemon still hold up? I rewatched it years ago. It does not. I'm sorry. Just personally, I don't think Pokemon is that good of a show. I think it's corny. I don't think it's very well written. I don't think the characters are all that interesting. I don't think the Pokemon are all that interesting. They don't even talk. They just say their names over and over again. Again, I knew that, but watching it as an adult, I'm like, this is not very good. Like, I rewatched all these movies about like 6-7 months ago because I was planning on doing this ranking, but then I just postponed it. I kept postponing it because I knew I'd get hate for doing this ranking, but even the movies aren't very good. These aren't very good shows, and these aren't very good films, so I'm just like, wow. I don't know what I saw in Pokemon. Maybe it's because of the games and the cards, you know, the Pokemon Go and shit like that. Just Pokemon's everywhere, so I guess people just have nostalgia and they just love it just because. But it's not very good. Like, I'm just saying that. Pokemon's not that good. I'm sorry. In my opinion, I just don't think it's good. So y'all probably know what I'm going to think about all these movies, and I am not ranking all the Pokemon films, because I didn't watch them all. I didn't want to watch them all. I'm ranking the 6 films, the first 6. The 6 films that I grew up on. The movies that I grew up on, and when I stopped watching it, these are the movies that I watched, like, after I stopped watching and shit like that. So yeah, and most of these movies went to theaters, so I think these are the ones that count the most. One of them didn't, but again, I watched it as a kid, so I'll just include it. These are the 6 films I grew up on, so I thought these would have a little more of an impact on me, so I thought I'd just rank these ones, because I don't want to watch the new Pokemon movies, because I probably have to watch the new shows and stuff, and I don't want to do that, so yeah, I'm only ranking these 6 films, so yeah, again, whatever. So let's get to it. Here's my ranking of the 6 Pokemon movies, in my opinion, from my least favorite to my favorite. Coming in number 6 is Pokemon Mewtwo Returns. I only watched this movie. I watched this movie when I was pretty young. I was about 12 when I first watched this film, and I think it was a straight to DVD. I rented it from Blockbuster. I was like, oh, sweet, Mewtwo Returns. Even as a kid, this movie fucking sucked. Like, it doesn't make sense. Mewtwo is not an interesting villain. Team Rocket's just annoying as usual. They have, like, other members of the Team Rocket. It's not interesting. It's like a 75-minute episode of Pokemon, and one of those, like, really lame episodes. Wait a minute, all the episodes are lame, but still, it's just, like, one of the lamest episodes and shit like that, and a lot of rehash jokes and stuff, and it's just not funny or entertaining, and out of the Pokemon movies I've seen, this is easily the worst one. Coming in number 5 is Pokemon Forever. Yes, Pokemon Forever I never saw in theaters. I know this went to theaters. This is when I stopped watching Pokemon, but I did rent it from Blockbuster when it first came out on video. And again, when I first watched it years and years and years ago, again, I was very young, I did not like it. I didn't see the appeal and stuff, and Ash Ketchum and his team, and basically they go to this mystical island where all these really rare Pokemon are, and some of these Pokemon can like time travel and stuff. This is when like Giovanni's more of like a villain and shit like that. They gotta defeat Team Rocket as fucking usual, and it's not interesting. The animation's nothing that spectacular. The Pokemon are nothing that spectacular. The story is nothing that spectacular. Again, Ash Ketchum and Misty and Brock and all the characters are so one-dimensional. They have the same sort of personalities. They're so stereotypical. The bland hero, the bland girl, and the horny older friend. Like, that's kind of it. And just, they're not interesting, they're not funny, and they're not enjoyable to watch. So, yeah. This one was kind of a snooze fest. I rewatched this about 6-7 months ago, and I was bored out of my mind watching this film, and yeah, I did not like it, and just like, ugh. Is this what Pokemon is? Damn! It's not good. Coming in number 4 is Pokemon Heroes. Pokemon Heroes, this came out like way after I just stopped watching Pokemon. I actually watched this movie on TV when I was like older. I remember first watching this when I was like 15 or 16 years old. I watched it on TV. It was on TV one day. I'm like, you know what? Let's give this a watch. I think this went to theaters. Let's see how it is. It was awful. This is actually one of the few I didn't watch again months ago when I rewatched all these films. I didn't watch this one again because I just didn't need to, because I knew it was just really bad. It's like these two thieves, they're like jewel thieves. It's about Ash Ketchum and the crew. They have to go stop them and everything. And I'm like, what? So it's like a Pokemon crime movie, and it's just as lame and stupid as it sounds. And yeah, that's all I got. Just shit. Coming in number 3 is Pokemon the First Movie. Pokemon the First Movie has a lot of nostalgia for me because I saw this movie in theaters. And I loved it as a kid. When I first saw this movie, I'm like, this is so good! And the scene with, like, Ash turns to stone and the Pokemon cry and bring him back to life. I was like, that's so beautiful! Watching it now, that's so stupid! It's like, it has a stupid short with, like, Pikachu and the Pokemon go on vacation. Oh, so dumb. And, yeah, the movie's stupid. Like, it's got Mew and Mewtwo, the strongest Pokemon, and Mewtwo holds like this tournament for all these Pokemon trainers and shit like that. And I'm like, okay. And then he like clones the strong Pokemon like fucking Charizard and all of them. And okay, it's like it's stupid. His plan to take over everything and control the Pokemon and shit like that. It makes no sense, and it's really stupid. The jokes in this movie don't even make sense. There's literally a scene when Team Rocket dress up as Vikings to, like, give Ash and Misty and Brock a boat ride, and they, like, talk like Vikings. I'm like, Vikings aren't even alive now! And then Ash Ketchum's like, they must be from Minnesota. That joke, that makes no sense. I don't understand the jokes. These jokes are stupid. Like, they're not only juvenile, but they don't make sense. Just, like, stupid. Like, you know, when the scene when Ash turns to stone, it's not sad. The tears, like, bring Ash back to life. How? Do Pokemon have magical tears that bring them to life? It's stupid. And why does he turn into stone? They don't explain that. Why does he just blow up and shit like that? Just stupid. This movie's stupid. I loved it as a kid, but now it's just stupid. Coming in number 2 is Pokemon 2000. Pokemon 2000 was my favorite as a kid. Like, when I watched this, I saw this movie in theaters, I fucking loved it. I loved Lugia. Lugia was like my favorite Pokemon. I loved the 3 legendary birds. Was it Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos? Is that what their fucking names are? Let's go with that. Basically, it's about Ash Ketchum and Misty and the other guy, not Brock. They have that other fucking dude. Forget his name. Who cares? And they go to this island and they have Ash Ketchum. They think he's like the chosen one, you know, to stop the collector from, like, you know, destroying their lands and shit like that. And it's up to him to take these 3 crystal balls and restore them back to their temples. And then it's about like this collector guy. He wants to collect all the legendary birds and Lugia and stuff. He's like a weird mad collector guy and shit like that. Yeah, this is the more tolerable film out of all the Pokemon films. The animation is nothing that spectacular, but there are some pretty cool action sequences when the birds are like firing like ice and fire at them. Like when the birds are fighting each other, it's pretty badass. It's kind of cool. Like, anytime with Ash Ketchum and the friends, it's so lame. It just, ugh, get it off the screen. But when the Pokemon and the 3 legendary birds and Lugia are all fighting each other, it's pretty cool. It's kind of cool and stuff. And the villain, the Collector, he's kind of a cool villain, actually. I like a weird villain like that. He like collects things and shit like that. The design on him looks pretty cool, and I kind of liked him. I wanted to know more of the backstory of him, because he's like, I started with a Mew card, but then it just grew bigger and bigger, and now I have like this big mansion and stuff. I'm like, how did he get all this stuff and everything? How does he have so much power and everything? I kind of wanted to know more about the Collector and stuff, and we don't know anything about him. He's just kind of there, and it's kind of disappointing. He was kind of a cool villain. So yeah, those are positives. Those are some positives. Like, the characters suck, but the villain's cool, and the birds are awesome. That's something. The movie still doesn't hold up, and yeah, I can see why I liked it as a kid, but doesn't hold up. Coming in number 1 is Pokemon 3 Spell of the Unknown. Spell of the Unknown was never my favorite as a kid, but now watching it now, it's easily the best Pokemon film. Even though I don't think it's good, but it's actually not bad. It's not a bad film, actually. I actually kind of enjoyed aspects of this movie, and it's cool because it's like this little girl and her dad, and like her mom passed away, and then her dad like passes away, and then the legendary dog Entei comes, and she thinks her dad's spirit is in the Pokemon and stuff, and the Unknown are like controlling the castle she lives in and stuff, and basically it's about like Ash Ketchum. His mother gets kidnapped because the girl wants a mother, so they kidnap Ash's mom, so Ash has to get his mom back and stuff, and that story, it's kind of interesting, like, and then each level they have to go up the castle, each of them have to battle the little girl, but she like ages different in each zone and stuff, so like Misty fights her underwater, Brock fights her in the first level and shit like that. There's cool elements in this movie, and there's cool concepts, and the stuff with her and Entei thinking like that's her dad and stuff, it's interesting. It's kind of interesting. Like, this little girl's kind of warped and not okay in the head, but it's interesting. There's dark elements to the story. They ruin it with like the bad comedy and like Team Rocket coming in, like ruining everything and shit like that, and just really stupid elements to the plot, but there's good ideas. That's why I think it's the best Pokemon movie. It's still not a very good movie. It doesn't have the greatest animation, but there's some decent designs, there's some decent atmosphere, there's some darkness to the film, and again, it has cool ideas. That's why I think it's the best film. I still don't think any of these movies are any good, but out of the ones I've seen, this is the better one. So yeah, that was my ranking of the 6 Pokemon films I have seen. Please don't hate me, but yeah, that was my ranking. That was my ranking. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this ranking? Obviously not, but disagree with this ranking? If not, give me a ranking of all the Pokemon movies. If you want to include all the films, go ahead. What is your ranking of all the Pokemon films from your list to your favorite? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.